Hey everyone, Jack here. Welcome on back to the channel. Today I'm going to be kind of bouncing around a little bit, but I want to give a little overview of the basement project that's happening here and kind of show you guys exactly what has been started, what hasn't, plans for moving forward and everything. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So one of the things that we needed to do for this basement project was to get a plumbing vent down here into the basement from the basically from the roof line. So what we worked on last week, and I didn't get any footage of this, but it was getting this white PVC pipe that you can see up here ran down here to the basement. It's a 2-inch PVC line. You can see that black ABS pipe coming down there. That's the main sewer stack coming down into the basement from the second floor bathroom. The second floor bathroom is the only bathroom in this entire house. So the need for a second bath is definitely very much there. So I'll tell you that this was a real bear to get ran down here, and I'll get a little bit of a closer up shot of this and kind of show you where we tied in upstairs as well. In between the joists here, and again, this is the main 3-inch sewer stack coming down out of the second floor bath, and this 2-inch line. I'm not even sure if you can even see back in there, but there's the line coming down. It ended up, it ended up coming down behind the main drain line for the sewer, and it was a real bear to get that down in here. If we take a look, actually. Over here, all kinds of things falling here. If we take a look over here into this next floor joist bay, okay, aside from the electrical that's going out to the garage here, the bathroom stud wall is essentially somewhere in the neighborhood of like 25 or 26 inches apart up there, and I couldn't bring that line down here because of this electrical box, and I wasn't ready to deal with moving that, even though it is going to go away. I was able to really manhandle this thing down into the basement wall here. Unfortunately, it did result in having to cut the rim joists, I guess, going across here further than what the previous people did when they brought this. Oh gosh, it was probably when the cast iron was down here years ago, but I had to cut that even further away. So we're going to address that in a later video here. But yeah, essentially we've got the plumbing pipe, or plumbing vent rather, ran down here. And the purpose of this vent is going to be to pick up the washing machine, which currently isn't vented into the plumbing system. Essentially, it's just the standpipe back there with the hose dumping into it. I'm not sure if we can even see back down in there behind the washing machine. No, not really. But that 2-inch standpipe goes down. Maybe you can see it here. Goes down into the main sewer lateral that runs along this wall. This white PVC pipe here is coming from the kitchen sink up above, and that also goes down into that. So the other thing that we're going to need to pick up in this vent line is going to be over here. This used to serve a very old concrete laundry tub, which leaks like crazy, and we're going to bust up and get taken out of here. But that's going to be the drain for the new utility sink, and ultimately, that'll get vented into that line as well. And then last but not least, then if we kind of come over this way, that vent line is going to come over here, and underneath the steps, probably it's too dark over there to see, but over there is an existing old bathroom. That is where we're going to be focusing a lot of our attention with the plumbing down here. There is that's a toilet right about there. I'm not sure if you can even see that through there, but and then an old sink. So that's all going to get ripped out. But let's go ahead and take a little closer look over there. Here's that sink. Obviously, this is all gonna kind of get ripped out here. If we open this up here, I'm not even sure that you can see it, but it just goes straight down and into the concrete floor there somewhere, right about there. And then the old toilet down here is directly across from that. So knowing that the rest of the sewer straight back that way by the washing machine, I'm going to assume that that comes straight across here and then catches the toilet here in the sink. So with any luck, we'll be able to easily just bust all of that out of here. Hi everyone. Get this wall torn down. Rest of this door here, we essentially have the remnants of this wall. This door, we already busted out the wall here, and then some of the drywall back there going up to that landing to the steps. So that'll all come out. And then the plan is to get a decent sized shower in down here. So probably going to do a 36 by 60 shower that's going to come out this way somewhere. Probably in here, going this way. If I back up here a little bit, coming back somewhere, running either parallel with this wall, or we may actually bump it back out this way here a little bit. But a little unsure. The bathroom's probably going to end up being 6 by 9 feet, I would imagine. And then we'll have extra space out here to deal with. So that's the plan with all of the plumbing for now. So let's go ahead and talk about a few other things that have happened down here in the basement. If we take a look down at the floor real quick, you're going to see some fresh concrete that's been poured down here. Now, when we first moved into the house here, there was actually a giant hump. This white area. Somebody did a really terrible patch job. This isn't going to come through on camera, I'm sure. However, let's see if you can hear this. That sounds solid, but there is a significant hump in this patch job that they did. I'd say the difference between the top of the white area to, like, say over here, which is about 4 feet away, is a good 2 inches. So this is all mounded up. And we knew that that was going to be a problem for putting in any sort of subfloor down on top of this concrete. So, oh gosh, it's probably a month ago at this point now, because it's the beginning of January of 2023. Back in, it's probably end of October, beginning of November, started doing this. I'll try and put some photos in here as well so you can see the before, where we started busting up the concrete and then laying down some of the wire mesh and plastic vapor barrier. But essentially, we got all of this concrete re-poured. I am not a concrete guy by any means whatsoever, so it's not perfect, and it doesn't even need to be, because I mean, we're putting a floor over top of this anyhow. I used the Harbor Freight concrete mixer that I picked up on Facebook Marketplace. Unfortunately, I was here by myself the day that I did it, and I had a lot of extra concrete that I didn't need, and the slab down here was setting up very quickly, and I couldn't fix the slab and also get rid of the concrete all at the same time. So the inside of this mixer is full of concrete. So I'm going to try to take my chipping hammer and see if maybe I can blast it out of there, but most likely it's probably a goner, but that's okay. I didn't pay that much for that on Marketplace. But getting back to the concrete here real quick, you know, this slab, I truly have so much respect for people who do concrete work for a living. It is not easy work. It is backbreaking. It is just one of those things that, you know, you got to get it done. You don't want to do it. It's messy. It's dusty. Everything is heavy. And, you know, looking over there, I still have a few bags of concrete left. We started with, gosh, how many bags was it? I want to say I was doing 12 bags, something like that, in the truck in one load, because I didn't want to overload the half-ton truck with too much weight. And as it turns out, you know, I think we did 12, and I think it did 3 loads, so 36 bags, and might have even had more. I think I actually had 40 bags total of concrete. So some of them were 60-pound bags, some of them were 80-pound bags. There was just a lot of concrete to be hauled down these steps. But the slab is done and ready to go. So we have just one more spot here in the basement that we actually need to do some concrete work before we get to the bathroom, when the floor gets busted up to fix the plumbing over there and get the shower installed. Over here for the laundry sink, this is what we were looking at a little bit ago for the old concrete laundry sink that used to be sitting over here. As you can see, that pipe just goes straight down into the floor. The old laundry sink that was here just had a steel pipe that went down. It was not anchored in any way whatsoever. It literally, they had dirt packed around it. And if you can see here, if we zoom in a little bit, this is a clay hub coming up out of the ground there. And I ended up getting a Fernco donut. I'll put a link to the website where I got that from. It ended up being a custom size, because this this hub wasn't exactly it wasn't exactly 6 inches, and it wasn't exactly like the next size, standard size up that Fernco sells. So this thing ended up costing almost, it was like $70 just to get this Fernco donut made. But that's put down in there. The 2-inch drain line, as you can see, is coming up out of that. But honestly, guys, it's amazing how they did things back in the day. It truly makes you appreciate a little bit more building codes, I guess, because they literally had this pipe just stuck down here into the center of that, packed in dirt. And when you get down underneath that, it goes and does a 90-degree bend and shoots, over this way. And that pipe was just kind of suspended in midair. And as you can see here, this isn't very thick concrete at all. It's more like a rat scratch coat type thing that's only about 1.5 inches or 2 inches thick in some places. So there wasn't a whole lot that was going on underneath here. But we need to essentially dig out this a little bit further than what it is, and then go ahead and pour some more concrete over here and then call this done. So that'll be the last of the concrete until we get into the bathroom, really, for the time being. But let's go ahead and take a look over at the other area in the basement that we've been doing a little bit of work in here. So coming back over to the bathroom over to our right, if we come through here, apologize for the shaky camera here until we get through here. This space in here, this is our old coal cellar, essentially. That over there is the chute that's somewhat covered up with spray foam insulation, where the coal used to come down into here. This boiler over here is not the original boiler. This is a gas-fired boiler. But there would have been a coal-fired boiler out probably in the main part of the basement. But so as you can see in here, you know, it's very much unfinished in here. It's just the concrete block. You know, put up some temporary lighting in here a couple years ago, and then the garage, or excuse me, the front porch is just poured, and that's what's up above this here. If you go up right through that, that's directly the bottom of the front porch concrete. So the plan in here is to go ahead and essentially finish the space off. You know, I've kind of gone back and forth. You know, what do we do? What's the best thing to do in here? How much money should we really be spending in here? But after deciding that we want to reclaim the garage storage, I think we're going to end up putting a little bit of money into this space because we still want to insulate it. You know, not necessarily putting heat in here, but we want to keep the temperatures down, you know, or I should say up, if you will, in the wintertime in here. You know, there's definitely, you know, you can see here where we've put a lot of hydraulic cement in, just patching cracks and whatnot through the porch upstairs there. And we're going to stud the whole place out, insulate it. We are going to put a ceiling in here. The ceiling height in here is not very high. I want to say it's just shy of 7 feet in here, right here. I think it's about like 6'10". So by the time we put a ceiling in there, it's not going to be too high, but it's not going to be living space either. So the floor, we're just going to leave the concrete floor in here, clean it up, etch it, and put some epoxy paint on the floor, and that'll be the extent of the floor in here. So you can see in here now, you know, we've went through and patched a bunch of the cracks in the concrete that were in here with a self-leveling polyurethane caulking solution. Let me see if I can find that here. So it is the Sika Pro Select self-leveling sealant. This came from Home Depot, and essentially it comes out, you know, it's very, I don't know if you can see here, but it's very pliable, and it just filled in all the cracks and everything. So what we're going to end up doing probably next video here is I'm going to be cleaning up this floor, getting everything vacuumed, all the little bits and bobs that fell off from when we were putting the hydraulic cement in to the cracks up above. I did pour 2 small, I shouldn't say pour, but patched. There was a hole here, and then a bit more sizable hole over here. It was probably about 4 inches. So that concrete's still curing. I only did this a couple days ago. But that's the plan for this space in here. Like I said, it's gonna serve for storage mostly. We're gonna get our upright freezer in here as well to get it out of the main living space that's gonna be out here. So right now we just have our freezer over in the corner there. For size-wise, in this space here, it's approximately, I believe, like 6'7", 6'8" from here to the wall, and then from this corner down to the end of that wall is about 17 feet or so. So it's a decent sized space. And I think, we'll just be able to put totes in here and that sort of thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at one other spot while we're talking about underneath the porch here. And that's going to be over here on the other side of this wall, because this is not the end of the house. It continues past this wall here. Let's go ahead and open this up here. Get another door here. We'll come in, take a look real quick in this room here. So this is the wall that's my Verizon Fios battery dead. It's been beeping for years. We really need to get a new battery for that one day. But this is this is essentially the other side of that wall. If we look here, here's the door going into the other room we were just in. And then coming in here, this is a much smaller space. It's just the 6'8" or 9, however wide that is. And then essentially this is the front of the house and the porch up here. And then this is the side wall of the house. So this space in here is it's not quite a square, but it's almost a square. So it's about like, say 6'8", 6'9" by 6'8", 6'9", somewhere in there. So when we first moved in here, there was a big desk in this space here, like an old wooden desk, and somebody had like a planting, like this is their planting shed, if you will, in here. In fact, there's still a bunch of stuff here. Let's see, we can show you what this says here. Here's how to have the finest Robin Hood rose fence in the neighborhood. All this information about this Robin Hood fence. How to prevent blight in geraniums. Some sort of like fertilizing schedule. Golfing tips, because that's important. Some warning about trichloroethylene. Let's see, this is plaster cracking. Patch it yourself. I know it's really dark, you can't see this. There's a whole news article about that from the paper. Wild and crazy stuff in here. But anyhow, this is just right now holding some extra dining room table chairs, and that's about it. So that's all that's going to happen in here. Now, I don't know. We'll probably end up framing the walls out in this room as well. Floor is going to remain the same. It's just going to be the concrete paint epoxy. Of course, here's the boiler, and all of as you can see up here, all of the boiler pipes are below the ceiling. Now, unsure if we are going to invest the time and money to move all of these up into the ceiling. Now, certainly that's going to cause issues with, headroom down here, but it's also providing the heat for the basement. And if we put all this up into the ceiling or run everything around the perimeter of the basement, then we're also going to have to, put in additional heating down here in the basement in the form of probably some, a copper aluminum fin, baseboard heating. But over here, this essentially is going to be enclosed as a utility closet with the water heater and everything there. So if we come around here a little bit and kind of look out front, so that is where we were just at in the other room there. Boiler there, water heater here. If we were to run a wall, say here, down, and then go over, that would encapsulate all of that. And most of the pipes for the heating system are going to be over here in this area. And most of that's going to be enclosed in the utility room. So it's really just this run between these two doors that are going to be affected. Now, if you look over here, I'm not sure if you can even see that over there, but those lines, there's a line that comes here, and right by that window, a line goes up to the right of it to hit the dining room radiator, and then it elbows this way. It comes all the way over here, down here, and the only reason that this supply is here is to feed a bedroom up on the second floor. That's the only reason this entire 12, 13 foot pipe exists. So we may go ahead and kill this here. If I can find a way to easily take it back to where the utility room is and eliminate this entire run here, I think we're going to do that, because then that'll free up, essentially all of this space out here as living space without having any pipes above your head. And really, we're just talking about 2 radiators that need to be encapsulated on this run. In fact, there used to be one in the bathroom, and at one point in time, this is what they did. They capped it off. And then over there, they had that and they capped it off. But what they did was they put this piece of copper in here and just put a ball valve over this. And I mean, if I was to open that now, that's full, whatever that is, 140 degree water flying out of here. The same over here. So obviously this has got to get addressed. We can't leave this down here in the finished basement space. So those pipes will be getting taken care of. So So thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Straight Cut DIY. This is Jack. Again, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below in the comment section. I'll try my best to answer anything that you have. A reminder, I am not an expert at this. This is just one guy doing some DIY projects around his house. So if you like this type of content, please go ahead and hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, as we've got definitely a lot of projects going on here in the basement over the next probably a couple years. But I appreciate all of your time, and look forward to chatting some more in the comment section. Until next time, have a great day.